Hello, everybody. My name is Gentleman Jugg, and this is
The Gentleman Juggcast.
because I'm Gentleman Jugg and you are.
Son.
There you go. I don't know what happened there. Whatever. Don't care. So, we've been gone for a whole week. Had some personal business to take care of, but we're back with a vengeance. What are we talking about today?
Well, we're going to be talking about wrestling.
And the movie is
Daredevil.
1 week off. It all goes off the rails.
Yeah.
Trying to sit there and come completely professional in this. It's over now.
It's over.
It's over. All right. So, well, what about wrestling did you want to talk about, son?
A WrestleMania Backlash.
All right. Well, get to it.
So, it's just, what was it? They had, I'm trying to remember the first. I don't remember which match came first.
If I recall, it was Rick O'Shea versus Sheamus for the U.S. title.
Yeah.
And, I thought it was all right.
It's all right.
It's all right. No problem.
Yeah.
Then immediately after that, if I'm correct, the very first match was a triple threat match for the Women's Raw Championship.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes, that's with Charlotte Flair, Rhea Ripley, and Asuka.
Yeah. What did you think about the match?
It's all right.
I liked it.
Yeah.
I had fun with the match. A few botches here and there, but like the weird thing at the very end though was like after Rhea Ripley won, she like started celebrating everything, and then she started like pointing at Charlotte Flair, like pointing at her real hard. I'm like, what are you doing?
It's like, I told you.
I told you. So I thought it was a fine match. They had to let Asuka lose because they wanted to protect Charlotte Flair and Rhea Ripley for this thing, which is what happens with Triple Threat. You know what? There's something that I was thinking about when watching this match and the other Triple Threat match that happened in this show. I don't know what happened to Fatal 4-Ways. So, you know what a Fatal 4-Way is, right?
Yeah, but here's something weird. There was supposed to be a Fatal 4-Way. Because during SmackDown, they said there was going to be a Fatal 4-Way for the Intercontinental Championship.
I don't remember when that...
It never happened, though.
Yeah, well, WWE has a history of doing things where, like, they say something and then it doesn't happen. It just doesn't happen. And you're like, all right, well...
Went to the same place Rowan versus Goldberg went to.
Yeah, and it just came into our consciousness and left just as soon as it came. So, but whatever. I'm not bothered by it. The match between all three of these ladies was good. They're all really good at their craft. Right after that, it was the Dirty Dogs versus the Mysterios.
Yeah.
Dominic and Ray. Look, it's fine. I mean, I wasn't like super into it. The reason why I think this match had to happen, I'm just speculating here. Because seeing as how Jimmy and Jay Uso are back now, their storyline's probably going to play out to where they have to beat a face tag team and to get their tag team championships back so they can hang out with Roman Reigns as champions, right?
Yeah.
Now, I assume that face tag team has got to be Dominic and Rey Mysterio. Now, I hope they hold the titles for a long time, Dominic and Rey. However, at the same time, I would much rather get to this story of Jimmy and Jay being champions.
Yeah, well, I mean, when you think about it, they can't take the belt off Roman until Jimmy and Jay lose their tag team titles. So,
I don't know.
I mean, if Dominic and Rey hold it for a while, then that means Roman can hold his title for a while.
I don't know. We'll see. We have no idea what's going to happen. But it was fine. I assume that the Dirty Dogs will get a chance for a rematch at SmackDown because that's what always happens at a pay-per-view. But then immediately after that was what I think is the stupidest fucking thing that happened with The Miz having a lumberjack match with Damian Priest. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Damian Priest has been in some shitty fucking matches, except for the one at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It seems like he's just getting crappy matches, and even like the matches that were not that shitty, where Bad Bunny was in it, he didn't really have anything.
He didn't get to shine.
He wasn't shining in that. Now I never thought Damian Priest was great, but he's on the main roster. He can wrestle. I can't. So, but whatever. He's better than me. So, but here I've never been drawn to his character. Not even in NXT, I was never drawn to his character. So I just don't see it. But like all wrestlers, they're welcome to surprise me, and he just didn't do that. And this match didn't help. Not to me.
This is one of the weirdest things I've ever seen.
Well, because you have to sit there and take the disbelief that, that these are zombies, but they don't act like zombies. Like, they are zombies in the sense that they walk around doing zombie stuff. And then, but yet, like, they're confined to standing outside the freaking ring.
And the commentator's like, we had to move to a safer location. The zombies could have gotten us.
Like, it seems like the safest location was in the ring because they couldn't get in the ring until, like, somebody wins. I don't know. I hated this whole match from front to back. It was just dumb to me.
They even had John Morrison do backflips and stuff to attack the zombies.
All this was dumb. I was just like, I've had enough. I've had enough.
So basically, The Miz lost because a zombie grabbed his foot.
It's all dumb. I mean, I can we be done with this story with The Miz and Damian Priest?
And then it just ends with The Miz and Damian Priest getting eaten by zombies.
I don't think Damian Priest got eaten, but I know The Miz did.
Yeah, The Miz and John Morrison got eaten by zombies.
So I guess they should show up on tonight's Raw as zombies, right?
Yeah. I mean, it'd be...
So, I better see The Miz and Morrison.
Just zombies now.
Yeah. Old, what is it? M-I-Z?
Yeah.
And Johnny Drip Drip.
Yeah, but they're just zombies now.
They should be coming in as zombies. And then what's going to happen? Either A, nothing's going to happen. They're just going to show up and be like, well, we got away from that. Or B, they're going to be zombies, but then they got to turn back because you can't stay zombies forever. So, I don't know. It's going to be stupid. I just want this to be over. Can this be over?
No, they're going to have Damian Priest fight The Miz as a zombie now.
I don't know. I'm not into this. And I hope that this is done. I hope this is all over. Damian Priest has won every match except for like one, and I just need this to be over. I'm done with this. Let some serious story playing happen here. And I'm okay with goofy shit, but this was just too goofy for me.
Like, I'm okay with as far the goofy that I would go with, like, at least as far as I would go is probably, RK Bro.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, but
I'm okay with that.
But not zombies.
Yeah, I'm done with it. I'm done. Moving right along. The very next thing that happened was going to be this was what's her name? Bailey. Oh yeah, this is Bailey versus the EST of SmackDown. I keep stalling because her name's going to come to. I'll die not remembering her name. I don't know what it is.
It's Bianca Belair.
I know it's Bianca Belair. That's the problem. And every single time it doesn't pop in my head.
But you remember EST though.
Yeah, because that's what she says all the fucking time. On the EST. Great. I mean, it's just as look, it's not as bad as when they sit there and try to get, what is his name? Lars Sullivan, where they kept trying to say the freak over and over.
He's like, when I was in school,
I was a freak.
I was a freak.
And they kept calling me a freak. But literally during the freaking matches, commentary is like, look out for the freak because the freak is coming to get you or whatever the fuck they were saying. Some I don't care. It's dumb. It was dumb and I'm glad it's over.
The freak is here getting his freak on.
Right? So I'm glad it's over. I'm glad that's done. But this match was really good.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. Bianca Belair is great. I really wanted to see her whip Bailey with her hair. Like when I saw her do that to Sasha Banks, You know, I was like, I want to see that move. I want that to be her move from now on. You're gonna take a freaking whip shot until it's over. That's what I want to see.
But I guess not.
I guess not this time. She used her hair in a different way that I wasn't completely on board with, but whatever. The match was still pretty decent, and it's fine. I assume that they'll probably have another match
Just
sooner or later. Yeah, just cause. But whatever. But then immediately after that, it was on to one of two main events: Bobby Lashley versus
Drew
McIntyre and Braun Strowman.
The train.
The Strowman Express. Now, look, I think they're trying to get away from the train thing because they didn't play any train sounds.
It's funny when they did that.
Yeah.
I'm like, no. They did
like,
that.
Okay, I think somebody's like, can we be done with this train thing, the Strowman Express? We're done with this, right? He can still do the move and they might be able to say it here and there, but let's just be done with the train thing. He's funny. A monster. Can we have him be a monster? And in this one, he legitimately seemed more like a monster than he didn't.
He finally became what he said he was.
Yeah, finally a monster. Now, the match I thought was great.
Yeah.
Good times. These guys sat there and beat the hell out of each other until Bobby Lashley went through an LED board.
Yeah, Drew McIntyre threw him in there.
And it exploded and sparked and all that stuff, and that was great. And then, Braun Strowman and Drew McIntyre had a one-on-one match for a while, and I was like, you know what? I like this match. I'm down with it. And then, of course, Bobby Lashley pulls a Brock Lesnar and shows up at the very end and just freaking, mops everything up and gets his title.
Yep. Or he pulls a Roman Reigns.
I haven't seen Roman Reigns do it yet.
Well, he did at the beginning when he tried to get his title.
Yeah. Well, yeah. You know what? Yeah, that's right. He did do it at the very beginning against Braun Strowman, who was also in this match. Go figure. But this was good. I liked it, and I'm okay with that. We have a heel champion being managed by a heel manager
and a heel champion.
I just said that with a heel champion. Yeah, heel champion being managed by a heel manager. Juxtaposed against the heel champion on SmackDown with a heel manager. Whatever.
And I mean, both also have their own henchmen.
And I like it. Well, they did have their own henchmen. Bobby Lashley doesn't have henchmen anymore.
Well, he has those two Retribution guys.
I don't know. I haven't seen them in a while. So
I guess you could say he had them.
Yeah, he had them. They were around, doing whatever they were. But whatever. Bobby Lashley, he gets to keep his championship.
I guess Drew will maybe he fights Jinder Mahal.
Ginger?
Yeah.
You mean gender?
Yeah, I always say Ginger for some reason.
Okay. He might fight Jinder Mahal. We'll see. I don't know what's going to happen with them. We'll see.
That'll make him fight Bobby Lashley again.
I'm into seeing them fight Jinder Mahal because I guess Drew McIntyre is going to want to get his, at least get on a winning streak again.
Yeah. If you can't get the title, you at least want to win.
And fine, whatever.
I'm sure eventually he'll get the title back, but
Jinder or Drew?
Drew.
Yeah, he will. I'm sure he will. But other than that, though, the actual main event, Cesaro versus Roman Reigns, no Jey Uso out there, and I appreciate that.
It was awesome.
I appreciate the hell out of that. Roman Reigns came out. The match was good. It was a long match, but it was great.
Yeah.
I thought it was fantastic from start to finish. Couldn't stop watching it. And the ending was great too, because like throughout the entire time, Cesaro is sitting there freaking, playing up a arm injury, like his bicep freaking cramped on him or really bad or whatever.
Yeah, because Roman threw it into like the ring post or something.
Yeah, and then once the match is over and Roman Reigns is finally confirmed that he's our tribal chief, yet again. Jey Uso comes out, gives him the it's actually a Hawaiian lei is what it is, but
and then he says to Roman, "Let me get him."
Let me get him. That's what it is. let me get him. And he went and got him, and he super kicked Cesaro in the face and beat his ass. And then Seth freaking Rollins comes out.
He's like, hey guys, you like my suit?
Yeah, I like every suit that Seth has come out with.
Yeah,
I'm into it.
Well, he calls himself the Drip God.
What?
He called himself the Drip God on SmackDown.
How did I miss that? The Drip God?
That's what he said. He said it somewhere, like on one of the pay-per-views or on SmackDown. He's like, I'm the Drip God. That's why I look like this.
The fuck? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I'm just hearing that information right now.
Yeah.
So, okay, but he didn't say it. He didn't say it last night. So
no.
He came out and beat Cesaro's ass, which I'm assuming that means that they're going to keep going.
They should probably fight at Hell in a Cell.
They're probably going to fight at Hell in a Cell. And what I'm looking at, I'm just speculating here. I have no idea if this is what's going to happen. I think that they're going to start giving Jimmy Uso a chance at the Universal Championship. So that way he can be beat into submission like Jay was.
Yeah, because...
And I think that we're going to see the same story we saw last year, like this year.
Except Roman's not, maybe to make, I don't know, him quit, he's not going to attack Jey Uso. Jey Uso's just going to team up on him.
I don't know, man. We're going to see. The story dynamic is interesting. And I'm not saying I don't want to see it, because I do want to see it. It's just, I'm thinking that this is what's going to happen. I'm just guessing because it looks like Cesaro is going to go back to fighting Seth freaking Rollins
before he goes back to Roman again.
If they let him do it again, like I said, I didn't go. I went into this match knowing that Cesaro was not going to win.
Yeah.
I knew it right from the get-go.
Like, he can't win now.
He's not going to win, especially seeing as how Roman Reigns is white hot right now. So I went in thinking that wasn't going to happen. Now, when it came to the Bobby Lashley, Drew McIntyre, and Braun Strowman fight, I didn't know who was going to win that.
Well, I knew Braun Strowman wasn't going to win. They never let him win any of these.
Yeah, you're exactly right.
The only time he wins is against Goldberg. That's because there was no one else who could fight him.
Yeah, because it wasn't Roman.
Yeah. I mean, they probably, no, The Fiend was busy with John Cena. Never mind.
Yeah. So, I don't know. But that's what I'm thinking. I'm just guessing here. I have no idea. I'm putting it out there. That's what I think is going to happen. The signs point to that already for me. So.
I still want to see it, though.
I'll watch it. I'm not going to not watch it. So.
Nice to see Roman beat up another cousin.
Yeah. I mean, look. It's going to be awesome.
Maybe this way, once he's beaten up both cousins, then The Rock comes out.
Well, I suspect The Rock will show up like next year.
And it'll be like, okay.
When WrestleMania comes in. They won't let The Rock not come to WrestleMania if that's where the story is going.
He's like, okay, you beat up those cousins, but you didn't beat up me.
Yeah. Go ahead and freaking get, Jimmy and Jey Uso, get, Naomi up in there, get Nia Jax up in there, I guess. I mean, I don't want her in there, but she's free now, right? She doesn't have a championship belt anymore.
They can just have Roman walk around and fight all his
family and be like, hey, fall in line.
And then he just beats them all up in a match.
I don't think he's going to beat up Nia Jax. Well, if Randy Orton can RKO her, but Randy Orton RKOs everybody. What if he Superman punched Nia Jax? Right in the fucking face. This is for hurting Charlotte Flair. Acknowledge me. I don't know. We'll see what happens with them. So, but that's all I got for wrestling. What about you?
Yeah, that's it. Well, besides, I guess, Raw's on today, and we'll talk about it next time.
Yeah, we'll talk about it on the next one. So, we talk about that movie to get to this movie. That pay-per-view to get to this movie, which we're talking about 2003's Daredevil. Starring Ben Affleck as Matt Murdock, Jennifer Garner as Elektra, and Colin Farrell as Bullseye, and Michael Clark Duncan as Wilson Fisk, the Kingpin. Now, I know what you're going to say, boy. I know exactly where you're going. Okay. We sat down and we watched all the Netflix Marvel stuff long time ago.
All 3 seasons.
I mean, like everything. Iron Fist to Daredevil, all that shit. I don't think you saw Iron Fist season 2, but that's beside the point. Okay.
Yeah.
You like the Daredevil TV show.
Yeah, that's my favorite one.
It's awesome. Especially season 3. It was great.
Like, season 3 was perfect.
It was a fantastic season right there. Okay. So, with that in mind, where are you going with this one?
Well, with this one, it's going to be nothing but just me saying, I don't know. It's not as good as the show.
Even though the show came on much later than this movie. See, I had an issue with the X-Men TV show. Or the movies, okay? Because I saw the TV show before the movies because they came out before the movies.
Yeah, but
you saw the TV show before the movie, but the movie came out long before the TV show.
Yeah.
So is that the bar you're going to judge this off of?
Yes.
All right. Well, all right.
That's what I'm going to do.
Okay. I'm not here to tell you what to do. I'm here to either help or get out of the way. But we're going to get in the way on this one. So we all know what I was doing in 2003. We saw the Hulk. If you listen to the Hulk podcast, when the one when we reviewed the Hulk movie in 2003, I was doing pretty much the same thing. You know, I don't remember going to the movie theaters to see this. Although I know I did, but I don't remember what I was doing. Who I went to see this in the movie theater with. I can't remember. But which is a testament to this movie because it's a very forgetful one.
Yeah.
So whatever. This is another origin story movie, and basically this movie starts by showing how Matt Murdock becomes blind. Sees his dad doing things. His dad said he wasn't into shenanigans. Turns out, oh my God, he's into shenanigans. And the boy, Matt Murdock, gets upset, runs, gets hit with the freaking stuff in his eyes, ends up in the hospital, and all of his senses have went crazy. Now, I can deal with the fact that the character Daredevil has his senses heightened. But as far as a character, I don't like the fact that he gets blinded by chemicals, but yet his other senses are superhuman. You know, your eyes got hit. They're not attached to your ears unless you want to sit there and like say it's all connected in some way, shape, or form. But I mean, I could deal with it if like all of a sudden his eyes got hit by something, but now his nose is like freaking like I understand this is what the character is. I just don't like how he got his powers, but whatever. That's besides the point.
It's all right. He got his powers the same way the Mutant Ninja Turtles did.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. They're teenagers.
Oh.
You will respect the turtles.
The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Okay? I grew up with those fucking turtles. I played Turtles in Time on Super Nintendo and in the arcade. I did that shit. Okay, so this movie here gives us the impression that Daredevil lost, or Matt Murdock lost his sight. He got his other powers. Fine. Okay, but then you see him on the roof sitting there training, and all of a sudden he just can be a ninja.
No stick.
No stick. No, nothing else. It's just
like, oh, I know what to do.
I know what to do. I can just train up here on the punching bag, and now I'm a ninja. Boom. And there you go. Now, I already had called bullshit. I remember calling bullshit on that in the theater as well. I was like, that's fucking stupid. But whatever. So, you know, it's shown in all of its terrible CGI glory.
Yeah.
You know, it's in the daytime, so it's got to be terrible. And, You just look at it and you're like, this is horrible. This is ultimately horrible, no matter how you want to slice it. So I will say this. I do like what his echolocation looks like. Bless you.
Thank you.
I do like what his echolocation looks like.
Yeah.
To an extent. Sometimes it's cool. Sometimes you look at it and you're like, how in the hell can you see anything? Okay. Yeah. And other times you're like, how did you miss that? You can see literally everything.
Yeah.
It's that kind of thing. It's like it's fine, but it's like whatever.
It's like a blue and just people shapes.
Yeah. Now, I will say this. Go ahead.
I mean, in the show, it was fire.
Was it fire?
Yeah. He said, I see the world on fire.
Okay. I don't remember that, but that's probably exactly what happened. I don't even think you're wrong about that at all. I don't remember that. I've seen so many things in between here and there. So, but other than that, like I said, this movie's painfully 90s. And, it's toward like the middle of his origin story. They got to sit there and Batman this kid. So, his dad freaking dies in an alleyway. And a rose falls instead of pearls. And he gets to sit there and cry and scream and all the other bullshit that, Matt Murdock does.
All the times.
So when we see Matt Murdock next, he's grown into, adult Matt Murdock. So, and he's hanging out with his friend Foggy Nelson. Foggy being played by the architect for the Marvel Cinematic Universe, Jon Favreau. That's the guy who ends up getting to play Happy in the Marvel Universe, which, I think he just, gave himself a new job.
So here he was feeling a little foggy, but in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, he's happy now.
You really tried on that one. Okay.
So someone likes that one.
Someone likes it, I'm sure. Somebody's out there having the time of their life.
Someone's like,
I guess. Okay. Well, they do show Matt Murdock's apartment, and his apartment looks like the fucking Batcave. Doesn't it?
Yeah.
Now did you know why he gets in that tub that closes itself?
I guess so he can sleep because his senses are always loud.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
But when you hear the sound of water?
Well, no, he's under the water. I mean, who knows how crazy. It's not an exact science. I don't know, Jalen. I don't have Daredevil's powers, okay? I don't know how well he can hear underwater.
I mean, couldn't you just be like a Daredevil in the show and just, control it? Sleep like a normal person? Not in a weird suit system thing with water and tub.
Well, he sleeps like a normal person after he sleeps with Elektra.
Yeah.
Then he's just fine. Right?
Yeah, but by himself, he needs the water and the tub.
By himself, he needs water and a tub. So, we will see that Daredevil, is doing a case for a guy. This is completely not even important. But before we get into that, let's take a quick break. And we're back.
Again.
Really? Okay. Thank you, Jugg, for that ad read. So, Matt Murdock is doing a case about a guy who raped a woman that he's representing. And Matt Murdock goes to him and talks to him, and you find out that Matt Murdock's also a human lie detector. Okay, so the guy gets off. He's not going to jail. So Matt's like, I hope justice finds you. And after he says this, he finds out where this guy is going, which is a bar. And he goes and he kicks that bar and everybody else in the bar's ass. People who were just sitting there just trying to drink, just have a good time.
Well, this is a hero.
Yeah, so everybody's got to get their ass whipped. Okay, fine. So that guy ends up leaving, and he runs to a subway station, and you find out that Daredevil can't handle subways for some fucking reason. So whatever. I mean, I guess it's the sound, but I mean, you would think that he'd be able to figure that part out. He's lived in subways only his whole life. Well, around subways only his whole life, but whatever.
But it affects him now.
Yeah, it affects him at this point in time. You know, all the cars, we've been to New York. The city's already loud enough, no matter what time you go.
But you see, only the subway affects him.
Only the subway. So, whatever. Now in the show, Daredevil doesn't want to kill anybody. But in this movie, he's got no problem killing.
He's kind of like
a problem that I see with Ben Affleck. His characters don't usually kill, but in this when he plays them in a movie, they kill.
Like his Batman. Well, it's not his Batman's fault.
Yeah, so I guess it's not Daredevil's fault here that, you know, the guy didn't want to freaking get out of the way of a train that was coming to kill him.
Look, like the guy may have been in pain, but you could have just, you know, shook it off. Get out of there.
He could have done a lot of things, but he didn't do that.
Yeah, it's not Daredevil's fault that he shoved a guy in there. The guy should have moved.
He should have moved. There's plenty of space.
Yeah.
But whatever, you know.
Or
and then
he should have been strong enough to survive a train.
Yeah. And then it gets even worse because when the police get there to take the body away, you know, fine. You meet Ben Urich, who's played by this guy named Joe Pantoliano. I know him as Cypher from The Matrix. That's where I first saw him. But he's smoking a cigarette, and Daredevil, at some point in time, decided to leave a calling card that only this guy could see, where he sat there and spent, like, I don't know, had to have been like at least an hour or so of him sitting there spraying lighter fluid on the ground and 2 perfect Ds. Whatever. So Ben Urich, he throws a cigarette on it and it catches on fire and it shows the 2 perfect Ds. Now, look, that's a trailer shot if I ever saw one. But there is no reason on this fucking planet that needed to be done. I mean, this is just as bad as Batman The Dark Knight Rises,
where he throws a tiny cigarette on the ground, and then somehow it the fire climbs all the way up a bridge and lights up the symbol perfectly.
Which, you know, look, fire can do that, but the fact is, like, Batman, all this time that you were running out of, you know, trying to sit there and stop this nuclear bomb from destroying Gotham, you spent however long a time making that.
No, it's like the bombs that destroy Gotham's like, hang on, guys, I gotta paint my symbol on this bridge.
Yeah, you know, whatever. We're getting sidetracked. We're talking about a better movie than this movie.
Well, that's what happened with the Hulk.
Yeah, it did. So we enter Elektra, played by Jennifer Garner. I assume this is where Ben Affleck and Jennifer Garner first met because they dated or were married, actually, after this movie. Whatever. She's supposed to be a ninja. She's supposed to be trained, all that kind of stuff. But I never felt that she was Elektra. Now, the chick that was playing Elektra in the Daredevil show, I felt like she was Elektra the whole time. I was like, that's Elektra. There's no way around it. You know, but Jennifer Garner, no. But I guess she is seen, well, she smelled when she walks into a door, I guess like roses or something like that. And he's like, who is it? And whatever.
So every time he smells roses, he'll think, is that a person?
Is that her? It's her. You know, like nobody else could buy that perfume that she's wearing, but whatever.
Yeah.
You know,
there's like a guy wearing roses. He's like, oh, it's her.
It's her. It's like, nah, bro.
He's like, she must have a cold.
Well, yeah. So I don't know. He's talking to her. She finds out he's blind and blah, 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 blah. Then they go outside and they decide to go ahead and fight in a park.
And they got like children there, and they're just like, yeah, get him.
I mean, you're not seeing the bigger picture here, son. Okay. As far as these kids know, this perfectly woman, beat up this handy-capable blind guy in a park. Right?
Yeah, but you know how these children superhero movies, they've seen Wonder Woman blow a guy up.
I thought you were going to say something else completely different. Okay. Yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah, they saw him blow a guy up.
Yeah, this is not too bad for them. This is just a regular crime.
Yeah, So we get to meet, after this scene, the Kingpin. And of the time, I don't know anybody who could have played Kingpin other than Michael Clark Duncan. Because it sure as hell couldn't have been Shaquille O'Neal, because that fucking guy, no.
What about Titus O'Neil?
He wasn't around at the time. So, but of this time, yeah, Michael Clark Duncan played the Kingpin. I don't know anybody else who could have played him. I have no clue who could have played the Kingpin at this time.
Maybe Mr. Clean?
No, Jalen.
From the Mr. Clean commercials?
No. He was a cartoon. He's not even real.
Oh.
I don't think anybody could have played him. So Michael Clark Duncan gets the character of the Kingpin for the win. So the Kingpin in this scene mentions the character Bullseye. Now, Bullseye is played by this guy named Colin Farrell, and I hate this character in this movie.
Yeah, he was better in the show.
Far better in the show.
In the show, he was awesome.
Yes.
In the movie, it was kind of goofy.
He only has one level, and it's 11. And he is people like to say that actors like to chew the scenery in certain movies. This guy was trying to chew the scenery in every single scene he was in, and it just was not working for me. I hated the character in this freaking movie. I'll go ahead and say that out loud. He has his attitude. He has his attitude that seems like he has no other character development other than the fact that he's a douche.
It was like, he'll be like, it was in this one scene at a bar, throwing stuff, darts. Yeah,
darts at a dartboard.
And they're like, you took my money. He's like, I know.
Do that one more time. Do that one more time.
I know.
All right. I don't know what the fuck that was supposed to be. But all right. Okay, so whatever. I mean, every time they showed Bullseye, what's he doing? He's basically, doing some trick shot off of something somewhere.
Be throwing like a scissors and bounce it off a stapler and
yeah, it just like he's just like, look, I get it. He fucking is great at throwing things. He's fantastic.
Yeah, but it wasn't like a Daredevil show.
Yeah, where like the character had some depth, like he could do it. Like he learned that he was good at doing things like this, but it wasn't his whole entire character that he could do that. He had like, depth to him. Like, this guy is a tortured person. He really doesn't like the fact of what he is, and how he got there. This guy was a cop, and now here he is sitting here freaking pretending to be Daredevil, throwing pencils and staplers, that are actually hurting Matt Murdock, and it was awesome.
Whereas here it's, I throw stuff.
That's my whole gimmick. And, how do we know your name is Bullseye? Oh, well, it's because I got a freaking bullseye.
When I take this hat off, you can see my bullseye.
It's on my forehead. All right. I mean, look, the costume in the comics, there's a bullseye on his forehead. Yes.
But not on his actual forehead.
And his skin.
Not on his skin.
Yeah. So, whatever. I don't like him in this movie.
That bullseye kept making me laugh.
I got a couple of chuckles out of it, but I just dumb. It was very dumb. So
he's always like, whenever I see him, when he's talking to the Kingpin, he's always like, listen, man, I want to kill Daredevil, but
I want a bloody costume.
Yeah, he never gets a costume. He just wears a jacket.
Look, you read ahead in the script, okay? He was wearing the exact same thing he was wearing in the very beginning. After he said he wanted a costume, he's still wearing the same thing. The guy's like, "Yeah, I'll give you a costume," and he did. He's like, "I'm like, what's this costume gonna be like? What's the costume?
No.
Is it gonna be that? Like he's gonna wear the full body thing? No, it's exactly what he's fucking wearing."
No, what they should have done is that he should have added another bullseye to his forehead.
Yeah, like a cloth one. I don't know. It was dumb. I hate the character. The character's gay, tarded here.
I know.
I don't know. I hated it. But so there's more exposition as Daredevil and Elektra start to fall more in love because she's supposed to be the love interest of the movie.
Blind man walks upstairs and finds her exactly, and she doesn't question it.
Yeah, whatever.
It's like you beat him up in a park, so I guess whatever.
Yeah, and then later on, Wilson Fisk meets Matt Murdock at a party. There's no tension here,
It's just two guys talking.
Nobody even knows who each other is, so it's like whatever.
You see in the Daredevil show when they meet, obviously, they know who each other are, and there's so much tension.
Well, not in the very beginning, but later on in season 3, they definitely know who each other is.
Yeah.
And they just keep it moving. They're like, okay, I know you, you know who I am, but I'm not worried about, I'm in jail, motherfucker. So, you need me to not say anything. It's dumb in this movie.
Yeah.
The show there was tension there. This movie has no tension at all whatsoever.
See, in the show, it's like, I know who you are. But in the movie, it's like, so I guess his friend Foggy Nelson wants to, work with the Kingpin, but he doesn't know it's the Kingpin.
Yeah.
But they need the money. And Member's like, I know who that man is. I'm not accepting money from him.
Yeah, we protect innocent people.
That's what he said. He's like, innocent, but I'm innocent.
Yeah. Nobody's truly innocent. Whatever. So we move on to the next part where the turning point in this movie, which is there's 45 minutes left in this movie when this happens. There's only been one Daredevil scene that I know of.
That's when he beat up the people in the bar and killed the guy. Well, he didn't kill the guy. The guy just didn't move out of the way of the train.
Yeah. So the scene happens where Bullseye is an assassin meant to kill Elektra's father. So that way Kingpin can pin it and say that Elektra's father was the Kingpin. And the assassin was supposed to do it. So the assassin's Bullseye. Bullseye throws some Chinese stars, kills the drivers. For some reason, Daredevil is there.
He just knows.
Yeah, he's there. So he fucking is in the area. And
look, if the plot goes there, then the main character goes there too.
Yeah. And so the plot says that that Bullseye has to get Daredevil's Billy Club and Bullseye right into Elektra's dad's chest.
That's funny is that when he misses, he doesn't miss that shot, but when he misses other shots, he's like, I never miss.
Well, he whispered that. He didn't do that little whatever the fuck it was you did. He whispered, oh, I never miss. Yeah. What the fuck was that? Whatever. It's the classic bait and switch. This is Daredevil's and he has it and so on and so forth. So
he killed him.
Yeah. So whatever. So she's mad and she wants to get it. Now this movie, it just feels like it has the studio all over it. They're just then this happens and then this happens and then this happens. And it's all stupid.
They're just I want to write it like this. No.
Yeah. Yeah. Probably the reason why there's a director's cut, which we'll review sometime.
Or never.
And then Kevin fucking Smith shows up.
Yeah.
I forgot he was in this movie. Now, the reason why Kevin Smith was in this movie was because I believe during this time, or maybe a little bit before, Kevin Smith was writing Daredevil comics. So that's why he got to be in it. You know, he probably did it for free. I don't imagine he would do it for money. But
Stan Lee was also in this one.
Yeah,
somewhere.
but Stan Lee has a contract where he gets to be in every one of them. That's why he was in every movie, you know, that he could be in.
Yeah.
I mean, dude never created Deadpool, but he's in Deadpool movie. So, you know.
Yeah, he's just there jamming.
Yeah, in the strip club, but it's all good. We're getting sidetracked. So,
well, it's hard when we talk about these types of movies.
Yeah, but here's the deal. The Daredevil, in this scene when Kevin Smith shows up, Ben Urich gets a clue which lets him know that this character is Daredevil, which is that Daredevil is Matt Murdock. Now, it's dumb.
It's like,
why is this dumb? Because why would somebody want to sit there and put a blind stick inside your weapon? I don't get that.
I mean, the Daredevil show, like, it wasn't that. Like, I mean, he would turn it, like, you know, he would fold it up and use it as a weapon, but it wasn't his weapon.
Yeah, it wasn't his weapon. And a lot of times he would just fold it up and just throw it somewhere. And like, I guess I gotta go get another one, you know. I mean, in that show he would drive, you know. So, you know, it's just.
In that show he ran on buildings and looked cool.
And he looked cool while doing it, you know. But whatever. So I didn't remember seeing Kevin Smith the first time I watched this movie. So when I saw him, I was like, no, son of a bitch. Surprised. I was surprised. Genuinely surprised. So, okay, fine, whatever. So Elektra shows up toward the end of this movie to kill Daredevil. She's training. Evanescence is playing. You know, she's stabbing sandbags and things like that. It's whatever.
And laundry and stuff.
She's just playing with sand. So, you know, once it's all over and everything, she gets dressed in her non-classic colors. Her classic colors are supposed to be pretty close to the same red that Daredevil is. Yeah. But she was wearing black here. And,
you know what I'm going to say.
Go ahead and say it.
In the show, she dressed closer to how she looked in the comics.
Yeah, because yes. You know, but not here. So I don't know. They want to play the Elektra gets killed by Bullseye part because that's what happens in the comics. You know, it was like this is well after the death of Superman. So, you know, people realize, oh shit, you can kill characters. So they killed her, you know, and Daredevil couldn't save her. And so that's why Bullseye did it, because he was the one who did it in the comics, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, but doesn't mean that it was good here.
I feel like that kind of thing should have been in a sequel that never came.
Yeah.
For Daredevil. Okay. Now, I don't know. It was disappointing. So whatever. It's just dumb. I hated it. So that, you know, Daredevil gets pissed off and he goes to a church to sit there and I guess heal his wounds, and Bullseye shows up. And he fights Bullseye in this church and he kills him by throwing him out of a stained glass window onto a police car.
What's funny is that, so Bullseye, he could have killed Daredevil because he hit the bell, which was hurting his senses. But instead of, you know, throwing something at him and killing him, he's like, I'm going to hit this bell some more.
Yeah, you know, what villains do. That's what villains do. You know, that's villains are stupid. So
see, the Bullseye in the show would have thrown a confession plate at him. Concession plate.
Yeah, concession plate. I'm like, confession plate. What is that one for? Yeah, you're right. And he didn't do that here.
He's like, I'm gonna ring this bell some more.
Which is exactly what he did. And
he got thrown out of a window.
Irritated. You know. So once Bullseye dies, Daredevil decides to physically full on Batman across the city to go and fight Kingpin at his office. Now, Daredevil in this movie can do like 20-foot leaps, you know, straight verticals.
Also, Daredevil in this movie was stabbed by Elektra and was not healed at all.
Yeah, and he still killed Bullseye, who did kill, you know, Elektra. But whatever. So it's time for Daredevil to fight Kingpin.
Oh, it's yeah.
Now, look, fighting in rain is cool. Okay. Yeah. It looks cool. Water does what it does. It looks awesome. Everybody's dripping and looking wet and stuff like that and fighting, and it looks cool. It doesn't look cool in this one because they're fighting inside of a building in a sprinkler system. And look, I don't have a problem with that if you want to use that as a stand-in for rain, whatever. It can look cool. In this movie, it did not look cool.
No.
And during out the course of this fight, Daredevil ends up freaking losing his mask. So now Kingpin knows who Matt Murdock is.
Ooh.
Yeah. So suspenseful. I mean, it's like, whoops. So,
well, you see in the show. No.
Go ahead.
In the show, I'm pretty sure Kingpin figured it out because he had a camera like in the room and had Matt Murdock get attacked, and then he saw that the blind man could actually fight like Daredevil, and he's like, oh, okay. And plus, not just because he could fight, he also know that Matt Murdock is the one who wanted to put him in jail so bad, so he put two and two together and figured it out.
Whoops. Where this one, he just took his mask off, and he's like, I met you at that party one time.
He's like, I remember you from that party.
He's like, you have got to be shitting me. And I'm like, okay.
I'm like, yeah, that's
so funny. Look, this would have been better suited in a sequel if, like, not even if he figured it, like, if he had like a clue that it might have been Matt Murdock under that mask, and then the very next movie, like he spends the movie trying to figure out who Daredevil is, and then does and starts freaking making his life miserable. I think that would have been cool.
That's all right. A show did that for us.
Yeah, another show did that for us already. But remember, boy, I was in the year 2003. I didn't have the show.
Yeah.
Okay, so, for most of us, Daredevil was like Aquaman, a fucking joke. Okay? That's what it was. For most of us, if this show hadn't come out, he probably still would have been going down in history as a fucking joke. But whatever. So, like I say, the fight's not good. There's jump cuts. And then the one thing that irritated me is, like, why wouldn't Daredevil kill the Kingpin? He seems perfectly fine killing other bad guys.
But you see,
he threw Bullseye out of a window the same night.
It's not his fault.
In the church.
It's not his fault that Bullseye couldn't survive the fall. He should have been stronger.
Well, it's hard to do that when the ground's coming up real fast. But, like, I'm like, you could kill Kingpin and that would be it.
Plus he also knows your identity, so you have more reason to kill him.
This movie screams that they were hoping that they could get a sequel out of it because Spider-Man was hot at the time. So
now I'm gonna say it again. Now you see in the show, when he doesn't kill Kingpin, and it's awesome. And was it
because there's a reason I'm bigger than this.
It's like, I'm bigger than you.
Yeah, and I have consequences if you tell my identity to anybody. I have consequences for you. So you need to shut the fuck up.
He's like, and if you try and escape jail, we'll make sure that Vanessa goes to jail.
Yeah. Vanessa, who's not even mentioned once in this movie. But whatever, that's besides the point.
Even Into the Spider-Verse, they mentioned her.
Yeah.
When we were talking about...
That's when you have fans actually writing the movie. Fans actually doing the thing. Doing the Lord's work of making a good freaking comic book movie. When you don't have fans, you get this shit.
I know.
I know. I know. I don't know how you did. I don't know. You did it better than me. And it was funny. But like I say, Daredevil could have killed Wilson Fisk here, but I assume that they were trying to bait a sequel.
Ooh, sequel.
A sequel that would never come, and I just I don't even care. I don't care. So, whatever. And then the ending of the movie happens where, Elektra, I guess, leaves a braille necklace of her pendant for Matt Murdock, and then he can smell the scent of roses
In the
air.
rain. In the
Yeah.
rain. Ooh.
Yeah. Now, spoiler alert, there is an Elektra movie, which is a sequel to this movie.
Even though she died.
Well, yeah, but Elektra in the comics did come back.
Yeah.
And in the TV show, she came back. So she will come back. And she has her own movie. And it is just as much of a dumpster fire as you think it is. But I'm not going to spoil your ideals about his son. You can watch it when we get to review it. And you can tell me for yourself if you think it's a dumpster fire.
Yeah.
But what are you giving this movie?
Well, I might just give it a 1.
Oh, okay. I was giving it a 2.
Yeah.
And the reason why I gave it a 2 was because it's not as boring as The Incredible Hulk or as the Hulk movie. I didn't think it was as boring as that. Yes, it is boring, but not as boring. So I gave it a 2.
Well, I'm probably giving it a 1 because I'm spoiled by the show.
That's fine. Hey, you saw things differently, which is fine.
Yeah. Talking about this makes me want to go back and watch the show now.
Hey, we have Netflix. Knock yourself out.
Yeah.
Go for it. You got 3 seasons, 13 episodes. That's a lot of show.
Yeah. But it's quick to get through. It's not like
what are you talking about? That's like 40 hours of show.
Oh, well, I can grind through those quick. At least it's not 23 episodes like the DC CW shows are like 23 episodes.
Well, that's because it's on TV.
Yeah.
It's not on Netflix where they just throw it all out. It's on TV.
Yeah, but for a lot of those episodes, nothing happens.
Well, you're exactly right. But whatever. So I'm going to go ahead and call this an episode. I gave it a 2. You gave it a 1. Hope you enjoyed the Gentleman Juggcast. I do have my Gentleman Jugg YouTube channel, which is also called Gentleman Jugg. I am playing Resident Evil 8 on there.
I actually watched it.
It's creepy.
It's creepy.
It's a creepy game. It's not super scary though. I mean, one part scared me, or it made me nervous. But
you have to watch to find out.
Yeah, it's on Gentleman Jugg on YouTube. That fantastic website. Also on Facebook, Gentleman Jugg, and Instagram, Gentleman Jugg. Follow me on Twitter at Gentleman Jugg. I keep things real original here, so it should be very easy to find me if you look. So, gonna continue to keep playing Resident Evil 8. I'm almost done. I think I'm almost done. Killed everybody but the last one, I think. I don't know. We'll find out. So take it easy, you guys. Thanks again for watching. Hopefully you'll check out our next episode when we will be reviewing the next movie, and it will be out when
it's ready.
Thank you.